Hi, Lyric Services. Trisha Warner here with your Pilates work this week. Halloween is this weekend, so I thought I'd get a little festive here. We are going to focus on weight bearing today, which is such a important principle in our physical health. Studies are very conclusive that weight bearing improves bone density, and it can actually reverse bone density. And studies are very conclusive on this. Weight-bearing exercises like found in Pilates and yoga can actually reverse bone loss. So as we get older, especially women tend to lose bone density, making us more at risk of fractures. So let's get those bones nice and strong. We're gonna weight bear through our arms and our legs today, not our bottoms where we spend most of our time weight bearing. So we're gonna get started in supine though. You're just gonna need your can of soup or water bottles. Just actually, you don't even need both. One would be fine. So we're going to start on the mat on our backs, and we're gonna prepare our spine for the weight bearing that we're gonna do so that we know we're in a good alignment as we go through this. So meet me on your mat. We're gonna start on our back. Feet are about hip width apart. Nice long spine. We're gonna start with our pelvic tilts and get our spine in a good position. So as we change our orientation to gravity, we know we're in a good position to move. So we're gonna inhale, rock our pelvis forward, come into an arch in your low back. As you exhale, bring your low back down to the mat. This is an excellent way to start any movement practice. Inhale to find a little anterior pelvic tilt, creating that space. Exhale as you lower your back down. So just a quick reminder, as always, this should feel good. If it doesn't, then it's not the right movement for you on this day at this time. So skip it. Send me an email, let me know what's going on with your body, and I will help you find a modification or make a suggestion. Keep going. Just find a little connection with the mat and relax into the movement. Try to coordinate the breath with it so it finds a nice soothing rhythm. Well, I could do this for another 5 minutes, but we have a lot to get through in 30 minutes. So we are going to now mindfully rock all the way in one direction, that you were comfortable in that range, and all the way in the other direction. And now come to the middle where you're not arched and you're not pressed, you are in your neutral spine. We're gonna start from here today and activate our core. So maybe walk your feet out a little bit so that your knee is bent at 90 degrees if it wasn't already. We're gonna hold neutral spine, so now I want you to hold that pelvis super still and preserve that small space under your low back. Really connect through the front of your body as you float one leg up into tabletop. If you've been doing these for a while and you'd like more of a challenge for core activation in neutral, the exercise is Femur Arc, so you're gonna lower and lift, moving only your hip. Your knee stays bent at 90 degrees. If you'd like more of a challenge, bring the other leg up. Hold that leg in space as you arc through. We're doing 10, 1. I think we did these 2 weeks ago. 2, it is a fantastic exercise. 3, because it strengthens you in neutral. So many times when we're strengthening our abs, we're flexing our spine. This is strengthening your abs with a straight, or I should say, correct spine alignment neutral, which is how you function most of the day. So it's really important. Let's do 4 more. 1. You should start feeling it through here. If not, lift that other leg up. 2 more. Last one. Hold it here. Switch to the other side. Lower and lift. 1. Ooh, you could hear it in my voice. 2, I'm working. I hope you are too. 3. If you're not, you can even reach that toe out a little further. 4. 5. People cheat by going like this. That's a lot easier. 7. If you reach that toe out, it's harder. 8. Make sure your back is still. Check in with it. 9 and 10. Good job. Bend your knees and just bring them into your chest. You can kind of rock side by side and get into a little flex position here. Yeah, so I mean, most of the traditional ab exercises, I couldn't demonstrate it before, are right coming into flexion to strengthen here. This is strengthening you with a perfectly corrected postural alignment. So it's a must for all of us, for everyone. We're going to bring now just one knee to your chest. We're going to stretch this out because we're going to come and do this in standing. Stretch the other leg all the way out, nice and straight and long. Pause here and just draw it into your chest. We're going to do this actively later, so I want to make sure you have the passive mobility in this hip to lift your leg up to this position in standing. And then pause, grab behind your thigh, and let's just straighten that leg up as much as you can. Try to lengthen out that hamstring. See if you can straighten the leg. If you can't hold it that high, that's fine, but you want to try to get elongation through the back of the leg. While we're here and waiting for our hamstring to loosen up a bit, let's add some ankle pumps, flex and point. We're going to do this in standing as well. So I'm just kind of preparing you for some of the weight bearing. But I better watch my clock because the time goes fast when I'm teaching you all. There's a lot I like to get through, and I want to make sure I get it all in. That should do. If you need a little bit more hamstring, lift your head up and kind of walk your hands towards your ankles. Get a little bit more of a stretch. If you were killing before, just stay where you are. It shouldn't hurt. Bend your knee, put that foot down. Let's switch to the other side. Stretch it out. Oh, this feels so good after sitting, right? So not only are we getting hip flexion in this side, we're actually getting hip extension in this side because it's fixed. So you may even feel it in the front of the straight leg, depending on where you are tight. One more breath here. Just appreciate the stretch, and then extend the leg up to the ceiling. Grab behind the leg, lengthen it out as much as you can, and pause here and just try to find a position of length. Make sure the pelvis is down on the mat and you're reaching your foot to the ceiling and trying to stretch your knee as much as you can. Let's add those ankle pumps. Good, pause there. See if you can walk your hands up towards your ankles a little bit. You don't have to get this high. I just feel like I need a stretch too. And this is where you come to if you have good flexibility. And then coming back down, bend that knee and put it down. All right, we're gonna give our hamstrings a minute to kind of calm down and do a little rotation stretch. So arms out to the side, knees bent, feet actually wider than the mat. They're nice and far apart. Now we're gonna rotate our knees over to one side, coming into a little rotation stretch. Good, bring your knees back up, go over to the other side. And one more time. So we're gonna do some bridging in like a reverse plank today. So we need to warm that up a little bit too. Get your back body ready for that. So let's do a quick bridge here. Bring your feet back in, hip width apart, arms down by your sides, palms facing the floor. Make sure your shoulders are down away from your ears so your neck is nice and long. We're in that neutral spine we spent that time finding before. So find that neutral spine. And now we're gonna press into our feet and float our hips up away from the floor and then come back down. Exhale, press and lift 2 and down. Lift 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and 10. Great job. We're gonna come up to quadruped, so if you wanna be careful with your back, it's always a good idea to turn onto your side before pushing yourself up so we don't strain ourselves. We're coming into quadruped, and you need one of those weights. So on all fours, your hands are under your shoulders, your knees are right under your hips. Let's move our spine a little bit here. We're gonna exhale as you tuck your tailbone around your back. So we're weight bearing, yes, we're getting some bone density already. Round your back. Inhale as you extend and come into a little bit of an arch here. So make sure we don't overextend the neck. Your gaze should match your back. So you might be looking kind of down on a forward angle here. Exhale to round, tuck the tailbone, pull the back of the rib cage to the ceiling, and inhale to find an arch. And exhale, round. Inhale, arch. And exhale, round. And inhale, arch. Good, come to a nice flat back. We're gonna increase the weight bearing on one arm as we bring the other one behind your head. So you probably wanna put the hand behind your head that's closest to the screen, because we're gonna rotate away. Oh, I'm a little tight. Exhale, rotate that elbow towards your opposite elbow. Inhale to rotate. Exhale to come across. There we go, just 2 more. Took a couple reps to find the motion. There we go, good. Switch to the other side, same thing. I'll give you a front view. Hand behind your head, weight bearing through this other arm. Inhale to rotate, exhale to come across. 5 times. 3, 4, and 5. Great, we're gonna sit back, come into a little child's pose. So reach your tailbone towards your heels, stretch your arms all the way out in front of you. Lengthen your spine. If it's available, rest your head on the mat, the top of your forehead there. And just pause here for a little bit of a breath. Good, we're coming back up to weight bearing on our arms. Grab that weight with one hand. Arm is straight out to the side. We're gonna lift it straight out to the side. That's probably an okay view. Lift 2, 3, 4. Both arms are working, right? 6, and obliques. 7, 8. Those abdominal muscles. 9, and 10. Slide the arm down by your knee. Arm is straight. Arm lifts back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Harder than it looks, right? Nice flat back, neutral spine. Last one, 10. Other side. Opposite hand is right under your shoulder. Arm is straight out to the side. Lift it up. 1, 2, 3. Our shoulders stay forward most of the day, working or driving, right? So this is a good way to pull, strengthen the back. Get those arms moving back. 3 more. Good, and then we're gonna come to that arm extension. So arm is straight down by your side. Weight is around your knee. Find that flat back. Lift it up. 1, 2, 3. Getting our lats here, little triceps. Fantastic. Put the weight down. Sit back again into child's pose. We already activated our triceps. Now we're gonna get them going even hotter. So we're gonna come down on our forearms. So now your elbows are under your shoulders. Your tailbone is up in the air. And we're gonna isolate our triceps here. So you're gonna lean forward. The further you lean your nose towards your fingertips, the harder this exercise is because you're loading the muscle a little bit more. So if it gets too hard, just sit back a little bit. But I do want you to feel the work here in the back of the upper arm. Ready? Lift the elbows up, coming onto the palms. Lower them back down. Lift 2, 3, 4. Biceps tend to get a little stronger than triceps, so I like to do more triceps in the workout because you get your biceps carrying your groceries and lifting heavy pots off the stove and things like that, but we don't do a lot of pressing or pushing in our normal days. I think we should do 2 more. 1 and 2. I like to get to the point where I feel it, and then we're in a good position. Okay, we're coming into some side body work. So, actually, let's give our knees a break because we were just kneeling. I'm gonna switch the order up a little bit here. We're gonna come to sitting with your legs out in front of you. and your hands are going to be behind you. So your fingertips are facing away, your legs are extended. Let's just come back into a little ankle range. So flex and point before we get back up on these arms again. Feel yourself getting stronger, can't you? Good. All right. So you can bend your knees if you anticipate this being hard. This makes it a little easier. Or you can leave your legs extended if you want more of a challenge. Fingertips are pointing away. Shoulders are down your back. We're coming into a reverse plank. So you're going to pull your tummy muscles in. So think about narrowing your waist and pulling your belly button towards your back a little bit. That'll engage the abdominals and support our back. You're going to press into your heels and your hands and lift your hips up and then set them back down and lift them up again. 2, 3, we're doing 8, 4, 5, 6, 2 more, and last one. Woo! Good work on those arms, everybody. Awesome. Let's come onto our side. We're going to do a little stretch here. Give ourselves a little bit of a break. Hands behind your head, looking straight ahead. Inhale to prepare. As you exhale, open your shoulders up to the ceiling, opening your back, rotating your chest, and take a deep breath in. Exhale, come all the way back. Again, inhale to prepare. Exhale, open. So now we're getting a nice stretch to those muscles we worked when we were rotating on our hands and knees. Last one. And coming all the way back. Great, let's spin around to the other side. Find that nice comfy position with your knees bent and your hands behind your head. This is called book opening stretch. It's a wonderful stretch. I think it should be done every day, at least once. Take a deep breath in. I don't know if there's a class that I've taught you where there wasn't some variation of book opening. That's because it's so necessary for people who work on a desk. Let's do one more. Good, coming all the way back. Excellent, we're just gonna flip right over onto your stomach and come up on your elbows. So we're gonna get a little extension in our spine here. And then you're gonna bend one knee up. Bend it up 2 times, then straighten the leg. Now before you try to lift this leg up off the ground, I want you to first think about lifting your belly button away from the ground. Pull your tummy muscles up to your back and then straighten that leg and hover it just a little off the ground. We're really isolating hip extension and we're not arching our back, lower it down. So don't try to lift it too high. Then you're definitely going to be arching your back and that's not where I want these forces to go. I want them to go to your glute, which is lifting the weight of your leg from your hip. Okay? Other leg. So concentrate on it. 1, 2, straight and lift the whole leg, but not from your back, from your butt. Other side. 1, 2, straight and lift and lower. Bend it. 1, 2, straight and lift and lower. Bend. 1, 2, straight and lift and lower. Bend. 1, 2, straight and lift and lower. 1, 2, straight and lift. 1, 2, straight and lift. 1, 2, straight and lift. And last one. Fantastic. Now we're coming up to kneeling, to that side body work I wanted to get to. So in kneeling, you want to make sure you're still in that neutral spine. A lot of people tend to kind of let their tailbone sit back and come into this arch and let the tummy stick out. I want you to think about pulling your tush underneath you, engaging your abs and sitting your rib cage right over your pelvis. So try to get into this. A nice way to think about it is, because most people tend to be here, right? Think about pushing your hip bones forward. Feel these bones with your fingers right in front of your hips, and then just push into your fingers a little bit with your hips, and that's gonna help stack up your bones a little bit better. All right, talking about bones on Halloween week. So that's, yes, Halloween's now a week. Every holiday's extended, right? We're gonna extend one leg out to the side, and the opposite hand is gonna find the floor. Weight bearing on just this one arm now. And this leg is nice and straight. We're gonna pull the tummy muscles in here and lift that leg up and off the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Put the foot down, reach the top arm up, reach it over, stretch it out, reach away from your foot, reach your foot away from your hand, and appreciate this nice stretch through this whole side body here. And you can put your head wherever it feels like it needs to go. I feel like I need to look down at my hand again, a nice stretch through my upper trap. And breathe. Great, bring that arm down, bring the knee in, and push yourself up. Same thing on the other side. Extend the leg out. Find the floor with your hand. Bring that arm, let's do here. And then pull the tummy muscles in and lift that leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Set the foot down, reach the arm up, stretch the arm long, reach the hand away from the foot and the foot away from the hand. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Put your head where it feels like it needs to go. Oh, that's a wonderful stretch. And then bring the arm down, bend the foot in, and then coming back up. Good. And kneeling again. We're going to come into a little side body work here. So pull those tummy muscles in, get those hips forward, and we're just gonna tick, tock, back and forth. 2, just 5 times. 3, 4, and 5. Good job. So your feet are flat down in this position. I don't know if you saw that before. We're gonna kind of sit back towards them. And if this is too much of a stretch on the top of your feet, you stop sooner. That's all. So you're gonna sit back and, oh gosh, that's a good stretcher. I feel those thighs working. That's all we're doing. Just a little hip hinge and forward. And I want you to emphasize the forward, getting those hips over your knees. Last one. Great. Let's come up into standing. All right. So now we're weight bearing on our feet, getting our leg bones nice and strong, right? And we're gonna quickly get right to weight bearing on just one leg, which will also work on our balance. But I want you kind of to observe what muscles are being active when we stand on one leg. So what I want you to do is, let's all start on the same leg. So take your left hand to your left glute and feel that muscle right on the outside of your rear end there. So kind of get your fingers right into that glute muscle. It's your glute, and you're probably by yourself. So go ahead and touch your glute, don't worry about it. I want you to feel that muscle working, because what happens, what a side effect of prolonged sitting is that glute muscle gets weak. And when the glute muscle gets weak, it makes you more prone to back pain. So we don't want that to happen. We want to activate our glute, and I want you to get a sense of activation. And I want you to feel with your fingers how to activate that glute very simply. So if balance is a problem for you, you can use your foam roller. I can let go of the glute now. We're gonna get back to it. You can use your foam roller to help you balance, or a kitchen chair right in front of you, or maybe actually to the side of you, because we're gonna end up bringing our knee up. So find that glute with your left hand on your left glute, right? This is here for balance if you need it, but if you don't use it. I want you to try to use your balance, or I want you to try to use your body and your balance and your vestibular system to make this happen. So your right foot is just gonna be out in front of you, just on the ball of your foot. And now feel how mushy that glute muscle is. Kind of stick those fingers in there and feel it's not really doing too much, right? Now, as we lift our right knee up to the ceiling, so we're gonna just kind of lift our knee up. Feel the tension increase under the fingers of the left hand. And now if you think you've gotten as high as you can, I want you to go a little further and feel that glute on your left leg. Make sure the leg is straight. Feel that glute tighten up even more as you lift that leg up. Hold it, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lower it down slowly. And when you push it down, then that glute muscle tends to relax. So not only are you getting hip flexion on the right leg, you're getting hip extension on the left leg, which you don't normally get when you're in a sitting position, right? So now we're getting hip extension. We're gonna do that a couple more times. So bring that right foot forward, hold onto that glute, and then lift the right knee up. Find a heightened position on that right knee. Lift it up, 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 and coming back down. Let's do 3 more. Find that balance. Lift the knee, hold it, and lower it. And 2 more. Such a simple activity, right? You could do this periodically throughout the day. Coming back down when you're waiting for your shower to warm up, or you're waiting for that pot of water to boil. You can just kind of work in some of these really functional exercises. And I know you feel it on this leg too, because you're getting that hip flexor, which is really good too, because not only do hip flexors get tight when we sit all day in this shortened position, they get weak. So this is, I felt it a lot on the right front of the leg as well. And you don't have to go that high. Listen to your body like always, but we're gonna switch and do the other side. Right hand to the right glute muscles, find it. Standing on that right leg. Left foot is out in front. Pull the tummy muscles in, standing super, super tall. Find another inch of height here, and then float the left knee up. And feel the tension increase in that right glute. Float it up, 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 hold, and lower it back down. Good. Now, as you're lifting the left hip, try to make sure that that hip isn't also hiking. You'll lose the glute activation if you do that. Think about the hips being level the whole time. So as the knee goes up, maybe tough to say, as the knee goes up, the hip doesn't go up. Make sense? Try to keep that sits bone down to the floor. All right, we got a couple more. Lift it up, 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 and hold. And float it back down. 3 more, you can do it. Lift it up and hold, 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 and down. Good. If you need to readjust, find that standing balance again and float it up. Hold. Ooh, funny, on this side, I'm feeling less in the hip flexors, more in the opposite glute. So it gives you some input into, or insight into where your strengths and weaknesses lie. I think personally, my left glute is stronger, and left glute is stronger, and the left hip flexor stronger. Interesting. And it doesn't matter. They're just observations. Maybe I should do a couple more reps on one side versus the other, but that's not even necessary, because 5 on each side, you're doing just fine. Let's weight bear into those feet and those toes. How am I on time? Perfecto. We got 1 minute to wrap up. All right. Ooh, yeah, I felt some active work there. Feet are flat. We're gonna lift our heels up, get into those toes, and find a little height here, and then lower it back down. So we wanna try to go down really slow. You can pop them up, but you're gonna go down to 3 count. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Lift them up. Come down 3 counts. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that was more like 2. Try it again. Well, you probably did better than me. Hold it up. Lower. And lift. And lower. 1, 2, 3. Last one. Lift. And lower. 1, 2, 3. We're going to take it into a little forward bend. So a little bit of bend in your knees here. Inhale to lengthen. As you exhale, nod your chin towards your chest. rounding forward, up and over the legs, coming down into a forward bend. Take an inhale in the stretch and feel the length through the back of the legs in your back. And then as you exhale, tuck your tailbone and roll up one vertebrae at a time until you're standing nice and tall. I think we should do one more, don't you? Yes, good. Okay. I'm talking to myself, but I know you're up there. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, nod your chin to your chest, round your shoulders, come up and over. And don't forget to share these videos with your family. Chances are there's another person in your life, in your household, that would benefit from these videos as well. A student who's sitting at a desk all day, they're really, yes, they're designed for the office worker, but yes, they're good for everybody. I mean, really, who doesn't spend too much time in sitting these days? I don't know. I mean, even farmers are sitting on equipment nowadays, right? I mean, it's just a necessity of our civilization. So share it with your family, your friends, and be well and have a wonderful week. Bye, everybody.